Hola clase, welcome to Senora H's super high-tech tutorial for pages 19 and 20. I know, really fancy but it's the easiest way to do it. So the thing that you're gonna need is 3 colored pens, okay? So I would actually encourage you to use Crayola markers or something that's bright and colorful. I'm gonna get started. So the notes here you can read through, but they basically say that Gustar only has 2 endings, gusta and gustan, or encanta, encantan, if you're using the verb encantar. So what that means is that there's no such thing as gustamos, okay, or tu gustas. No such thing, doesn't exist. Okay, the singular form is gusta, and it depends on what comes after the verb. So you see the example, me gusta la pizza singular, so we're gonna use gusta. Any kind of verb like hablar is also singular, okay? A plural would be like perros, so gustan, hamburguesas, encantan. So the first thing I'm gonna do is with one of my colors on this chart near the edge of the line and the edge over here, I'm gonna write in gusta and gustan for every one of them. And then a little n in parentheses. Oops, getting a little messy over here. There we go, sorry. Had to use both hands. The next thing it says is that Gustar and Encantar both use indirect object pronouns. That's these. Me, te, le, nos, os, les. So I'm going to use a different color pen, okay, to write those in. We're gonna use those instead of saying yo, you say me. So right next to the gusta, I write in me. Here, te. Whoops, nothing there. Le. Nos, os, les. So far this is what your chart looks like on the bottom. There's one more thing that you can use, are clarifiers. They're optional, but it helps to avoid confusion. So you see the clarifiers are a mí, a ti, and then for the le, a él, ella, usted. This is where, and I'm gonna star these 3, okay? That's where they're really helpful for clarifying. Because if I say le gusta, we could be saying a Pablo le gusta, a ella le gusta, a Ricky Rubio le gusta. But if I just say le gusta, we don't know, okay? So if I say le gusta la pizza, he likes pizza, she likes pizza, you formal like pizza, we don't know. But if I say a Ricky Rubio le gusta la pizza, it's much more clear. So these I'm going to draw in parentheses as they're optional. You don't have to use them. A mí with a giant accent. A ti, no accent. Down here, I've got a lot I could write. So I'm going to write a él, a ella, a usted, okay? And then here also, a, and then a little squiggly line. Okay, and that's someone's name. So I'm gonna write an example on my line, a Eva. A Eva le gusta, okay? Anytime you say someone's name with gustar, okay, you have to add the letter a in front of it. Even if you're listing 25 people. A, every time. Over here, nosotros, with an a in front of it. A nosotros, nos gusta, or gustan. A vosotros. And then finally, down here, there's a big old box again, because there's multiple things. So, a ellos, a ellas, a ustedes, and I'm also gonna write on the bottom here, a with my line, y, a with my line. What do those lines stand for? Those are people's names. Eva y Nacho. Okay? So if you were listing more than one person, a Eva y a Nacho, that's two people, it's plural, so it's going to be les, and then the gusta, gustan. So this is going to be your final chart that you have. Okay, pause the video here if you need more time to write yours. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the practice. Page 20. Okay, I'm going to do mine in pen. I would suggest you do yours in pencil so that you can then go back and correct it. Okay, it says fill in the missing parts or words or just letters in the sentences below. So I'm looking at number 1, blank blank nos gust blank los tacos. Okay, so the nos here is telling me that we're going to be adding the clarifier. What's the clarifier? If we look back for nos, a nosotros. So I'm going to write in a nosotros. And then at the end, I have to look forward, okay? Because we're not, this gustar doesn't matter about the nosotros. We're talking about the tacos. Tacos are plural. I'm going to write gustan. Okay, complete that section. Parte B. Use the clues to write a complete sentence with gustar for numbers 1 through 5 and encantar for 6 through 10. Be careful because people want to roll through and do all 10 doing gustar. So I'm just going to quickly write a little note to myself so I stop and use encantar there. Okay, so yo blank los perros. Now you can't write yo gusta. No such thing. So if you look at the yo box back on this page over here, here's the yo box normally. Here's how we could write it. A mí is optional, but we need to write me gusta or me gustan. Let's look back. Los perros, plural. So optional, a mí. Not optional is the me. Gustan, because we're talking about los perros. Okay, so this is plural because perros. If it was just one dog, okay, then it would be singular. Let's look at number 6 because there we're using encantar. Ellos las hamburguesas con queso. Well, hamburguesas con queso is plural, so I know it's going to be gustan. Okay, ellos, that takes me back to this box. A ellos les gusta or les gustan. We know it's gustan. Now, the ellos part sometimes is helpful to have, even though it's optional, because, so technically optional, I'm going to write it in parentheses just so you know it's optional. But in this case, it could be a ellas or a ustedes. We don't know unless we clarify. Les, oh, look, I did it. See? Oops, don't do that yourself. Encantan las hamburguesas con queso. And I ran out of room. Bottom part. Traduce al español. Use forms of gustar and encantar to translate the following sentences. So what's the difference between gustar and encantar? Okay, if you see the word like, that's gustar. If you see the word love, that's encantar. Actually, gustar means to be pleasing to, and encantar means to be enchanting. So when you say me gustan los tacos, you say tacos are pleasing to me. And when you say I love to eat, you're saying eating enchants me. It's helpful to know those because once you get working more with Gustar in like level 4, it's very helpful to know, but it's really weird to say like tacos enchant me, so we end up calling it like and love in English. So she likes to play the guitar. I'm going to write a ella, which is technically optional. Le gusta, not optional. You've got to have both parts there. And then tocar la guitarra. You might have to look back over your verbs if you're confused about like what to eat is or to play the guitar. Okay? Now, in this case, have to have both parts. Ella is optional. Tocar is a verb, and so we're going to keep it singular. Gusta. Whenever you have a verb following, it stays singular. Finish this up, and we will go over it on Monday. Good luck. Buena suerte.